7 habits you guys should be doing before the age of 30. So I just thought I'll just share a quick intro with you guys and tell you guys why I decided to make this video. All right. So for number one, I'm 29 years old. So I'm not 30 yet, but next June I'll be 30 years old. And I would like to think I developed some pretty good habits over the last 3 years of my life. Like from 26 on, I've been able to develop some pretty good habits. Now, 24, 25, 26, yeah, a little shaky. I've been through the burner. I learned my lesson. And the reason I was able to learn my lesson is because when I turned 24, 25, that area, my metabolism started to slow down a lot. I started to hold more belly fat in my midsection and love handles, and I became more reliant on rest and recovery and more reliant on really living my life in a different way. See, before I started doing these daily habits, I wasn't tracking my food consistently. I wasn't going on walks ever. I would try to go hard every single day in the gym, and that would lead to my body and mind being burnt out. Me being on a roller coaster cycle of getting in shape, not getting on shape, getting on program, not getting on program. And it even led me to many things outside of my lifestyle, which is more like relationship wise and my work life and running my business, that affected that negatively to the point where I was sleep deprived. I wasn't confident. It was some nights that I wouldn't even want to look at my business because I wasn't on my grind every single day in the gym. That wasn't on my grind with my nutrition. It was some days, I would literally be lying to my girlfriend, telling her, yeah, I got everything done today, no big deal. When I didn't work out, I didn't lock in, I didn't stick to my diet. So it's a lot of things that goes into mind about what a lot of guys deal with as far as, not being consistent with their daily habits. So I wanted to make this video, the 7 daily habits every man should be doing after the age of 30 to maintain the best shape of your life. If you're not in the best shape of your life right now, these 7 habits are going to help you get to the best shape of your life. If you are the best shape of your life, you're going to maintain that after learning these 7 habits, all right? These 7 habits literally changed my life, all right? Trust me, it changed my life. And you guys are going to see that in this video today, okay? So, sneak peek, this is one of the habits. Getting your steps in every single day. Getting 8 to 10 steps in daily is one of the habits that I just started doing a month ago. I'm 29. So before this, I was doing cardio in the gym, doing walking here or there. But as far as getting steps in every single day, tracking it with my Oura Ring, I wasn't doing that at all before I turned 29, So it's one of the things you'll learn as time goes on about me, that I'm constantly learning. I'm constantly want more information. I constantly want to test things out on myself before I tell you guys. So some coaches aren't going to test things out. They're not going to try for themselves. I will. I'll try, I'll fail, I'll try, I'll fail until I get the right recipe. All right? So, hope you guys enjoy this video coming up. Before that, if you guys want to talk to me, to be like, yo, what's up, man? I seen the video, it was dope. I resonate with you, man. I'm going through the same things, XYZ. Hit me up on IG, bro. My IG's down in the description. You guys can literally hit me up on IG. Say what's up, if you got any problems or anything you're dealing with, let me know. And I can literally give you a solution through IG chat. Easy. Or if you guys want to lock it with me, book a call one-on-one. If you guys take it to the next level, book a call one-on-one. It's in the description if you guys want to. You don't have to. IG is good enough, So without further ado, man, I got a special video for you guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'm about to get the rest of my steps in for the day. Let's get it. Hope you guys do the same. Let's go. What's going on, guys? Welcome to the video. In this video, we're going to talk about the 7 daily habits that transform my body after 30, all right? And make sure you stick to the very end of this video. I got some very, very special sauce at the end as well, okay? So let's dive in it, man. So this is more of an educational style video, a little bit more longer. I'm going to drop a lot of sauce, so make sure you take notes, put the hoodie on, and lock in, all right? It's going to be a nice little video for you guys. So let's dive in, man. Let's talk about my life before. So my life before was interesting. I wanted to get in shape. I started off at 115 pounds. I was like 115 pounds right here. I wanted to get in shape. At the time, my girlfriend weighed more than me back then. I was embarrassed. I still remember the time I stepped on the scale for the first time with her because she wanted to get in shape and go to the gym. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna do the same thing. And we weighed ourselves for the first time, bro. I swear, when she stepped on the scale first, she was like 141. I was like, okay, I gotta be big. I gotta be big too. I stepped to the scale, but I was like 114, 115. I seen the numbers, my body was like shocked. I was like, oh shit. And I could tell that she was like, man, this nigga is small. This guy is so small, so tiny. Oh my gosh. Right then and there, I was cooked. So I was like, yeah, I gotta change. And let's just say that relationship didn't last at all. It was okay though. No, it wasn't a big deal. But that happened. So that's one reason why I had to put on weight. So I was okay. Let me start putting on weight. Let me start putting on muscle. Let me start learning how to work out and eat healthy. And this is what I thought eating healthy was at first. I thought, okay, to put on weight, you want to have some protein shakes. I gotta make it taste good, so I got some ice cream, cookies and cream ice cream, some peanut butter, which is not PB2 is not bad. The powder was not terrible, and I got some whole fat milk. So this is just freaking a milkshake at that point. At this point, this is a milkshake with some protein in it. That's all. So I didn't make no great gains like this. At the time, my other girlfriend, back then, 2021, she made me foods like this. I thought this was good. So she made me like two little biscuits, two chicken legs, and some noodles. And this was my diet. This was like the consistency diet I was having. No vegetables, not enough protein, too much carbs, cooked in sauce, cooked in oils, bullshit. And last but not least, you know that she wants to go out and get cookies, so we got cookies together. And this is me taking a picture in front of Coma Cookies at the time. I didn't feel too good with myself. I was putting on weight, but I did not feel too good about myself at all. And I'm gonna show you guys why it's important. Because I was skinny and I put on some weight and this is how it looked. Boom. I put on some weight, a little bit of muscle, boom, cool. I worked out consistently enough, boom. But I still didn't feel confident about myself. I still didn't feel like the man I would need to become. I was hiding my face, hiding my body, hiding my face, hiding my body. It was just bad. I still look terrible in these pictures. It's cringy for me to look at it. I can still remember this day. It was cold outside. I didn't want to be outside. But I knew I had to start, putting myself out there. So I went outside, took some pictures. I didn't feel good about myself at all. At all. So one thing that happens, man, one thing I realized after the age of 25 that I realized that my metabolism is going to slow down. So eating the way I was eating wasn't going to work. Eating cookies, eating fucking fat milkshakes wasn't going to work. You know, at the time I got busier. I had a sales job at the time. I was working as a personal trainer. After that, so my life got busier. I had less time to really go to the gym and work out and really get in shape. So I had to do what I had to do. What I had to do with limited time. And let's talk about the times that I started the gym and stopped. I did that like 8, 9 times. I wake up at 5 a.m. for a couple days, go to the gym early, fall off. Try at nighttime, go to the gym, fall off. It was a never ending cycle of just falling off. And I was confused about what actually worked. I thought I could eat cookies. I thought I can have foods like this and this and this. But no, you can't do it all. You gotta have a system in place and habits that were, not let you fall off. So that's when I discovered my 7 habits, and this is what happened afterwards. This is like a year and a half of just grinding, 2 years of grinding. As you can see, 6-pack abs, boom, muscles out. Show myself now, boom, striations of the arms, lean, popping through the arms, popping through the shirt. It's because my habits changed. So now I have more whole foods in my diet: ground beef, green beans, and sweet potatoes, steak, broccoli, potatoes, staple. And I got a girl in my corner, a woman in my corner who's on my same team. So before, my other girl would cook me foods like this. Now I'm getting meals like this because I understand and she understands. We're on the same page. Before I was lost. So these habits will not only help you out, but they will help your family and friends out as well because you have the knowledge to teach as well. And you have the confidence to correct somebody if they're wrong. Okay. And what happened was I had effortless energy all day long. So I would have more energy, more stamina, more time to focus on my work, my business, and my family, my friends. All right. And what I did was I streamlined everything into 20-minute simple routines, 20-minute routines that would last the whole entire day, that would keep me on my mark every single day. All right. Thirdly, it's a foolproof consistency system, so you can't fall off this routine. It will always keep getting better and better and better. Because the more you do it, the better you get at it, and the better you get at it, the less time it'll take. So it's going to help you be more consistent because they all match together. All right, and this is back with like more science back clarity. Because I am a nerd, I do have a psychology degree, so this is going to come back with more of science back clarity that this is proven by science. Okay. And these are my clients I've been working with for over the past couple months or so. And this is their testimony of how they changed. All right, step by step. So a lot of guys lost fat. Most guys lost fat, lost belly fat, just like that. Just melted off. Because most guys after 30 want to lose body fat. So I know for me, going from here, I was like 20% body fat, now six pack abs, and the same habits work. So it's like, bro, I know I could change, I know I can get better, but waking up every day, looking to the mirror, feeling like fuck, I don't want to leave the house, I don't want to wear this, I don't want to wear that, I don't want to go to the gym because I look like shit. It's like you're not gonna stop looking like shit unless you put the right inputs into your body and mind every single day. And this is what my clients did. And as you can see, body composition changes, energy level improves. They have better habit adherence rates. So they start doing the habits more and more and more often. They complete the habits every single day. And they have different benefits, whether it's benefits at their work, their social life, sex life, relationships. All this stuff is important as a man that needs to be benefited on, and you have to tap into it at its primal instinct, which is nutrition and training. All right, but without further ado, let's dive into the 7 daily habits that I've been using that help my other guys use that will change my life and will change your life as well. All right, so I got these blocked out one by one, so let's take a look at it. So number 1 is morning protein. All right, let's dive into it. So every morning you want to have morning protein. I would say at least 30 to 40 grams of protein every single morning, every single day. And what this does is this will help kickstart metabolism and reduce your cravings throughout the whole entire day. So for example, like for me, when I first started training, one of the things I did for my breakfast early on was, well, like you guys, I had a lot of cereal. So I would eat a lot of cereal for breakfast, no protein. I'll probably have a bagel and some orange juice, and that'll be my breakfast. Not knowing that, I'm eating oats for breakfast or eating, just carbs for breakfast. And I'm wondering why I'm hungry and groggy all day long. I have no protein in my breakfast. I don't have any eggs. I don't have any, let's say you got the turkey bacon, none of that in the morning, So what it does, if you get protein in the morning, you'll feel more energized, more focused all morning long. And you don't really have those mid-morning crashes around 11 a.m., 12 or 1 p.m. that will make you, reach for sugary snacks. But think about it. In breakfast time, let's say you just have some oats or a bagel. By the time it's 11, 12, 1, 2 o'clock, your stomach's going to start growling. And guess what your body's going to want? Your body's going to want more carbs. That's why you get the midday coffee, the midday donut at work, the midday pizza, whatever you guys have sometimes at work. Those you'll crave more to those snacks. When you don't get the morning protein. And the same thing else happens. You wake up groggy, you stay that way. So when you wake up groggy, no protein, you stay that way. You spend your morning fighting brain fog and desperately craving anything sweet or caffeinated to function. So you're gonna rely more on caffeine or sweets to function every single day. And it's never in the cycle. One of my clients have been going through it now. I'm like, how do you get rid of brain fog? I'm like, have you been having your morning breakfast? Oh no, I've been fasting. I've been fasting for like 6 hours. I'm like, no, you're not in that stage yet. You gotta have your morning protein first before you can beat that next level. This is why you keep waking up groggy, because and brain fog because you're not having your morning protein. So it's important you have that morning protein within the first 2 to 4 hours in the morning for sure. All right, so that's number 1. Number 2 is 10K steps daily. So this is important for consistency. Okay, so consistent daily movement goal. You should have a consistent daily movement goal, whether it's 8K steps, whether it's 10K, 12K, whether it's just going for a 30-minute walk. You want to have a movement goal every single day. For someone like me, I was so fascinated with this, I bought an Oura ring. This is like $300. I bought an Oura ring that tracks my steps daily, and I have a movement goal every single day. So every single day I need to hit, let's say, 10K steps a day in order for me to hit my movement goal. That's how I know I'm staying within my limits of my calories burned, and as I stay lean. Okay, so you need a non-exercise activity to get rid of body fat. Okay, so you need to be able to move without going to the gym consistently to lose body fat. Because you're not just going to go to the gym, do cardio, and say, okay, I burned all the fat off, and I'm just going to sit at home and just sit down and watch TV all day, or at work, I'm just going to work at a desk for 8 hours. No, you need to have, non-exercise activity. Okay, so the bonuses behind this is you experience a runner's high throughout the day. You feel accomplished and confident knowing you're actively improving your health with every step. So one thing I do that I didn't do back then is, you know how you go to the grocery store, or let's say you go to a building and it's like you gotta walk a far away to go to the store. And my girl hates this. Like when I park away from the grocery store, she like, why are you parking so far away? And I'm every single time I'm like, well, we gotta get our steps. I'm like, we gotta get our steps in. At least we got our steps in. It's like one of those jokes. It's like a running joke we have. It's like, why are you parking so far away? I'm like, at least we get our steps in. So that's one reason. The other reason is I hate parking next to people because some people can't drive and they can't open the door. They reckless. So I'm like, man, I want to park away from most people as possible. So it's one of them things that's like, bro, it's no problem with getting extra steps in or working harder to get to where you need to get to if it's going to benefit your main goal. So if your main goal is to stay lean and lose weight, you shouldn't be parking at the first spot at the store. You should be parking farther, taking more steps. You should be taking the steps instead of the elevator. If you're going up 2 flights of stairs, it's not a big deal. Take the stairs instead of the elevator. Like it's like little things like that which cause a big difference. And that's the bonuses of it. The negatives of it, if you don't take your daily steps every single day, you're gonna feel sluggish. You're gonna feel restless. It's an experience that is heavy guilt of another. Sitting down every single day. Where your body feels stiff and your mind feels cloudy, quote unquote, brain fog. The reason you probably have brain fog as well is you're not walking enough, you're not active enough. Guess what? Your body feels stiff, your back feels stiff. And it even happens to me. Some days I sit down for a long day in my desk and work all freaking day. I'm like, well, I gotta get some steps in. I can feel my lower back like, I gotta get up. That's that feeling that, hey, you gotta get up, get moving, get up, get moving. And you want to set a goal for that. So I know on Apple Watch, you can do it on the Apple Watch, you can do it on your phone. So it's many things you can do. Even doing a 30-minute walk a day is enough. Okay, we definitely want to track that for sure. That's number two. Number three, here's the big dog here. Number three is strength training 3 to 5 times a week. Okay, so in this stage, you want to do more compound movements, progressive overload. The goal here is you want to be able to build muscle and have muscle preservation and metabolic boost. You want to boost your metabolism. So this is very important for guys on both sides of the spectrum. I was on both sides. I was a guy at first who wanted to put on muscle, and I was super skinny, so I wanted to build muscle. And it was another time where I was kind of fat and fluffy. I wanted to lose body fat while maintaining my muscle, and I accomplished both things at a pretty fast rate. And the reason I was able to do that is because I was strength training 3 to 5 times a week. I was doing compound movements, progressive overload movements, my pull-ups, my push-ups. I was building muscle and at the same time, having my muscle preservation. Preserve that muscle while I was losing fat. So the biggest thing is you want to train hard. You want to train hard and work hard 3 to 5 times a week. All right. And the more muscle you put on, the higher your metabolism will be. There's a lot of guys that I see who want to just lose fat, lose weight, lose fat. And what they do is they get on let's say, it's tricky because a lot of guys I see, it's like they're not eating enough protein. So they're under eating to lose weight. And that works for a month or two. You can under eat for a month to lose weight. Cool. But after a while, you're gonna look like shit. You're gonna look skinny. You're gonna lose weight and just look like a skinny fat guy now. Why? Because you haven't built that muscle density in your bones or muscles that says, oh, I look fuller, I look lean. This is why a lot of guys never get that lean and shredded look. It's because they're just losing a bunch of weight. They're losing a bunch of weight, losing a bunch of water, losing a bunch of muscle. No, we gotta build muscle while we lose fat. All right. And the positives around this is you'll feel physically powerful and mentally unstoppable. Like when I first started working out, literally, when I first started working out, I felt like it was nothing I couldn't do, whether it was in work, in my relationships, while I was dating at the time, inside the gym. The hard conversations. Having hard conversations was easy for me. It still is easy for me. I can walk to somebody and be like, "Yeah, this is bullshit. I don't like this. I'm done." This is the same reason why I quit my last job as a personal trainer inside the gym, because I said, "Bro, this is not it. It's unacceptable. You came to this meeting late. I don't want to put up with this. I'm out. I'm quitting. I'm finished." And that's what I did. I walked out. And if I wasn't in great shape, I wouldn't be able to do that. If I didn't believe, it's many reasons behind that, but if I didn't believe in myself, if I didn't feel mentally ready to take the next step, I wouldn't have done that. And that all came from training hard, pushing my body in the gym, pushing my mind in the gym. Without that, I wouldn't have quit. I would have stayed in the same cycle, and I wouldn't have my business right now. So this is a living proof that it worked out. you know and little things like carrying groceries become effortless, picking your kids up becomes fun, and you stand taller with genuine confidence. Your shoulders back, stand taller. If you're a guy like me, I'm 5'9", so if you're 5'8", 5'9", 5'10", you just feel bigger. Like, height don't mean nothing to you, because I got muscles. I'm lean, I got muscles. I'm handsome. I'm unstoppable. This is why you work out. So that's the confidence you guys want to have. This is why you should strength train. All right. And here's some negatives behind if you don't strength train, and it's happened to me as well in the beginning. You watch your body become softer and weaker each and every month you don't do it. All right, because the funny thing about it, I did have a hiatus at one point in my journey where I literally skipped like 2 months of the gym. I didn't work out for 2 months because my business was suffering. I was getting in the dark hole, so I had to put in all my effort 24/7 into my business. And I can feel my muscles kind of getting softer, my belly getting softer. And at some point, I was like, okay, I gotta get back to the gym now. I got my business back up. I get back to the gym, but I felt it. I felt frustrated. Simple tasks just left me done. Even spending time with my family and friends, I was like, bro, I can't. I didn't have that confidence. I didn't have that balance. I was losing myself not being in the gym every single day. Or 3 to 5 times a week. I was losing myself not strength training. And like I said, simple tasks leave you winded. When I got back into the gym, I was so trash. I was so weak. And think about it. All my clothes I had, they fitted me loose. They fitted me in the bad places because I lost all my muscle. My arms wasn't fitting anymore, and the shirt wasn't hugging my arms. It was just bad. So I've been on both sides of it. I've been on the side where I had no muscle and I built it, and I've been on the side where I had muscle and I lost it. I had to get it right back. So I've been through it. I've been through it. So you don't want to go through that. So consistently get in the gym, consistently lift heavy things 3 to 5 times a week, and keep pushing yourself week by week by week, month by month by month. Okay, that's number 3. Let's get it. Number 4. This is something I just realized recently as well. I'll tell you guys a story about this. But 7 to 9 hours of sleep. All right. So recently I had a revelation that I'm gonna wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning every single day, no matter what. I did that for 2 weeks straight. I was like, bro, there's no way. It's a way, but I had to go to bed like 7 o'clock at night. And for me, I'm an early riser, but waking up at 4 for me is pretty unrealistic because I go to bed naturally at like 9:30, 10 o'clock. I can be in bed, sleep at 9:30, 10 o'clock every single night. The problem with that is if I want to wake up at 4 a.m., I would literally have to go to bed at 7 p.m. I would have to be in bed by 7 p.m. to try to force myself to be in bed to sleep by like 8:30, 8. And that was hard for me because my body isn't used to that. So what I realized is you want to get at least 7 to 9 hours of sleep. So the key is you want to be in bed by the 9-hour mark. So let's say now I want to wake up at 5:30. Now it's like 5:30. So I wake up at 5:30. I know I can be in bed by 9. So if I'm in bed by 9, that's around, I think, 8.5 hours that I'm in bed. 8.5 hours. I think it's 8.5 hours in bedtime. Or 8:30. If I'm in bed by 8:30, yeah, it's 9 hours of bedtime. So if I'm in bed 9 hours before I'm supposed to be wake up, that's perfect time. So I can go to bed on my normal time, 9:30 ish, and that's 8 hours of sleep, 8.5 8 hours of sleep consistently. All right. The reason you want consistent sleep, a consistent sleep schedule, is because it's gonna optimize your environment. Because when you're going to bed at the same time every single night, everything's optimized. You're waking up at the same time, and the key is you want to have the same amount of sleep every single night. So it's like when I was waking up at 4 a.m. Some nights I would have like 7 hours of sleep. Rarely. Some nights I would have 6, 4, 5. It was all over the place. It was like, bro, I'm going to bed at 9. I'm in bed by 9, but I'm getting 6 hours of sleep, 6.5 hours of sleep. I'm killing myself. I can do that for 2 weeks straight, but consistently I want 7, 8 hours of sleep consistently. All right. And one thing that happened was my hormones would start to tweak out. I would hold on to more body water. My recovery was low, appetite was bad. I felt myself digging myself in a deeper and deeper hole. I didn't feel good about myself at all. And one of the best things I did was twist that up and switch from 9 hours sleep every single night. So now, what the positive about it is, the pros is, I wake up feeling refreshed and more happy about the day, and locked into work. So I wake up, I do my more routine, and get right back to work. You know, I experience, more emotional and impulse control throughout the day. So I'm not gonna binge out on junk food or eat junk food. I'm not gonna, do something I'm not supposed to be doing because I'm gonna be locked in, focused all day long. And I find myself obviously making better food choices and cooking my foods and having my meal prep and having foods I need to have, not because they taste good, because they fulfill my body. All right, and some of the cons of not getting consistent sleep every single night is you drag yourself through each day. You're feeling irritable, overwhelmed, agitated. That's how I felt. I constantly craved comfort foods. I would have like one of the things I would have ice cream a lot of Halo Top ice cream, a lot of chips and tortillas, a lot of that stuff. And I feel like emotionally, well, like weak. I'll be honest, I feel emotionally weak over time, and it wouldn't be the big thing. It would be like, okay, something happened today where, let's say somebody driving and they cut me off. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is crazy. It's like, why am I so angry? Because I have 4 hours of sleep. I feel like trash. So over the littlest things, I'll get so irritable or irritated, and that causes you to have more stress. And once you have more stress, more cortisol, and you guys who watch my videos know that's you don't want to have that, and that's gonna ruin your progress all the time. Okay. So that's the revelation I found, man. 7 to 9 hours of sleep every single night, non-negotiable. Anything less than 7, you're gonna be cooked, especially if it's consistent. All right. Number 5, daily routine you must have is you want to hydrate first, caffeine second. Okay. So ideally, you want to have 2 cups of water upon waking up. So that's 16 to 20 ounces of water upon waking up before any caffeine. All right. So this is optimal hydration plus better energy levels. This will optimize your hydration and help you get better energy levels throughout the whole entire day. Okay. So some positive here is like naturally you're gonna naturally feel more energized and mentally sharp. Without having the jiggly anxiety. For me, one thing I do is when I wake up in the morning, I have like one of those little fiber pack, and I put it inside my water. So I have a fiber pack, I put it inside my water, and I drink that first thing in the morning, every single morning. Okay, helps me clear up my system, helps me digest food better. It sets a tone for me every single day. You know, and my focus lasts all day long. Like it lasts a long time because instead of having caffeine and get dehydrated and have ups and downs, I'm just flowing throughout the day. My brain gets fuel, my heart gets fuel, my bloodstream's moving, everything is moving smooth from waters in your body. You don't feel dehydrated, you feel smooth, and everything is like coming into plan. You're naturally energized and naturally mentally sharp. All right, that's some of the pros. And some of the con is you start every day feeling dehydrated. So you start every day in the minus. When you drink caffeine first, you start every day in the minus. And you feel desperate on caffeine. You're gonna start relying on 2-3 cups a day, espresso shots, the nitrous coffee boost. That's the point I was in as well. I started relying on caffeine so drastically to get that boost that it wasn't good for my health. You start relying on multiple cups just to feel normal. You balance afternoon crashes. You have headaches when you wake up. So it's a lot of things that go on when you caffeinate first instead of hydrating first. So I will always say any guy, if you're heavy dependent on caffeine, you want to replace the caffeine first thing in the morning with water. That's the simplest thing, water. And if you must add some ice cubes, add some lemon on top of that. I got a little, like I said, the fiber pack. So add something that, if you want that taste, that would taste, manageable. Okay? Even some salt. Hydrate with salt. That's electrolytes, Boom. So here we go. Number 6, very important. So number 6 is plan tomorrow tonight. So 10-minute evening planning nightly. This is something that I've been doing. It's amazing, man. And what it does, it lowers decision fatigue and it ensures consistency. So planning tomorrow and tonight literally blocks up 4 hours of your day automatically. Because if you take those 10 minutes of your night and say, okay, I'm gonna do A, B, and C tomorrow, when you wake up, you're gonna know, okay, I gotta do A, B, and C today before I hit the gym, or before my call, or before this, before that. You know exactly what you have to do before the time comes. So you're not behind the 8 ball. You're already ahead of the curve. Okay, I gotta do this, and this. What happens is you wake up feeling calm, in control. You have a clear roadmap of what's going to happen. In this state, you're going to experience the satisfaction and the effortless of flowing through the day with purpose and intention. So you're not, like I said, you're not running behind the 8 ball. You're not putting out fires all day. The first 4 hours of the day, you know exactly what you're doing because you plan for it. It's scripted. It's planned. You already know exactly what you're going to do, where you're going to go, how you're going to do it. This state changed my life just by doing this. And some guys that have trouble planning meal timing, workouts. It's like, bro, plan your meal timing in your calendars. If you have really a bad time with your meals, map out your day. Okay, you gotta work at this time. Plan your 2 meals around these times, or plan your 3 meals around these times. Plan your gym session around this time. So it's like you gotta prepare the day before. And the reason this happens is you wake up feeling more calm, more in control. Like I said, you have a roadmap of how every single day should go. When you don't do it, you start each morning feeling overwhelmed and you feel scattered because you're not planned. The day is not scripted. So you spend your day making poor impulse decisions because you're constantly reacting instead of being proactive. Okay, so you're in constant reaction mode. Oh, this happened. Let me do this. This happened. Let me do this. Instead of being on top of things, you're behind the 8 ball. So just taking 10 minutes out your night is going to save you up, like I said, 4 hours of your day the next day. This is a pretty much non-negotiable. Every single guy should be doing this every single night, no matter what day it is. Every single night, right? And last but not least, weekly progress photos and weight tracking. Okay, so this is how you get the sauce here. So consistent tracking method. Every single day, tracking your weight every single day, and doing your pictures every single week. Okay. What this does, this is going to boost discipline and motivation. All right. You're able to visually see and track results. So you step on the scale, you're 175 every single this day. Next day you'll be 174, 175, 176. You don't know. Okay. So track every single day. At the end of the week, take a progress picture to see your looks, how you look week from week to week, month to month to month. All right, so you can see, okay, am I making progress? Am I losing body fat here? Is my arms growing? Is my chest growing? You can see the progress as you go. So at this stage, you feel proud and motivated seeing your actual transformation. Okay, so you'll experience more confidence knowing your hard work is paying off, even when the scale doesn't move. So sometimes the scale doesn't move. Sometimes you're not going to lose weight, but your body composition will get better. So you might not lose weight, but your body composition will get better. And here, let's say you feel lost and demotivated without clear progress. So when you're not tracking progress and not tracking your data, you feel lost and unmotivated. It's not. Well, you don't understand how many guys come to me, and the first thing I ask them is, okay, have you been tracking progress for the last month? No, I've been tracking food. Okay, have you been tracking your weight and how you look? No. So how do you know if you're making progress or not? You know, because you're constantly going to doubt yourself and give up too early because you can't see the changes happening right in front of you. So, so you're not going to see your changes day to day to day to day. You're going to still feel like the same man every single day without seeing the behind the curtains changes. So it's very important for you guys to track your data outside of your food, but track your weekly progress photos, track your weight daily. All right. And this is going to help you guys clear up a lot of questions you guys are having if things are working, if things are not working. And the science in itself will play itself out. But you have to track for at least a month straight to really get any type of data or consistent progress, which you guys are headed for. Okay. So these are the 7 daily habits, man, that you use to lock in after 30 and really never fall off ever again after 30. After 30. But if you guys have made it this far in the video, I have a special bonus that you guys probably would like to hear, and it's really going to change the game for a lot of you guys who, let's say you do have all these habits but still can't put it in the right bucket. The last thing you guys are missing is this. So all the results you've seen have one thing in common. So remember, all these results you've seen have one thing in common, and that's they all had accountability. All right. They all had somebody there holding them accountable. Hey, did you get your pictures in this week? Hey, did you get your weight in today? Did you hit your macros? Did you work out? Did you do this? Do more routine? Everything needs accountability. Because I can give you guys the sauce and say, do this, 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 this. But if you're not doing it consistently, this is what's going to happen. So without accountability, it's easy to quit when no one's watching your progress. For me, when I didn't have a coach, when I didn't have nobody watching my fitness routine, I was like, okay, this is cool, this is good, I'm making some progress. But it wasn't until I hired my first coach in fitness where I was like, boom, I got stronger, I got leaner, I got better, and I got to the next level. Because it's easy to quit when nobody's watching you. It's easy. And self-deprecation is that you convince yourself tomorrow will be different. That's one. You convince yourself, yeah, tomorrow's gonna be different. I'll lock in tomorrow. It's no big deal. I'll make it work. Problem. Next, you have an isolation spiral. So you struggle alone without support. Like me, I'm the type of guy where I need somebody to look at. Okay, am I doing this right? Am I doing this right? What do I need to fix? Like, help me out. What do I need to fix? And some guys, they struggle alone without having support. So what happens is they have no reality check. They miss their blind spots and their own approach. So they might think they're doing things simply the right way, but they're not. They might think they're tracking their food the right way, but they're not. They might think they're tracking their weight the right way, but they're not. The exercises in the gym, but then the plan isn't what they need, and that's the main problem. And next is this inconsistent effort. So motivation fades without an external push. So when you're not being pushed every single day, every single week, it's easy for motivation to say, yeah, it's okay. I'll get it together. I'll make it happen when it's never gonna get up. It's never gonna be better if you don't lock in now. So you want to have consistent effort. Without accountability, these things are gonna happen. Now with accountability, here's what happens with accountability. You finally have external motivation. When your internal drive fails, which everybody internal drive fails at some point. So you want to be able to prevent excuses. So it's harder to quit when somebody else is watching you. Like when somebody else is watching you and seeing if you hit your task for the day, if you worked out, if you got your steps in. It's harder to bullshit somebody else because they're going off the data. They don't care how you feel. They don't care your excuses. They're going to ask you, okay, why didn't you do this? But the excuse isn't even going to make sense because you should be locked in every single day. That's the hard, tough love. Next is you have somebody to actually celebrate with, somebody to share victories with. You lose 20 pounds, 25 pounds. Nobody's really going to care except for you. Nobody's going to know how hard you work except for you and your coach. All right. This is why having a coach is important because they know how hard you work. They've been in the trenches with you. They've seen your worst. They've seen your
They've seen your best, your worst, your ugly days. They've seen it all. So they know how hard you work to get there. And it's always great to share that with somebody else, share that victory with somebody else. Very, very important. All right. Next is course correction. So the coach will catch you before you spiral. Let's say you have 1, 2, or 3 bad days in a row. Your coach is going to be there to say, hold up, why are you having these bad days? What's going on? What are you not doing, or what are you doing differently that can get you back on track before you start missing weeks or months? Because the thing about course correction is you don't just have one bad day. When you fall off, it's one bad day, then it's 3 bad days, then it's a week, then it turns to 2 weeks, 2 weeks into a month into 3 months. So it adds up fast. Like one bad day turns into 2 months of missed workouts, missed training, off my plan. Then guess what? I'm trying to get a new plan together, a new nutrition plan. I'm trying to start over again. Every 2 months, I'm starting over again. No, you don't want that. You want somebody who could catch you on that second or third day to say, hold on. You miss your markers for 2 days straight. What's going on? 3 days straight. What's going on? So somebody's gonna be there for you every single day to catch you before you spiral. And last but not least, you want to have a consistency anchor. Okay, someone who keep you going through the tough days. So just like when you feel like quitting, when motivation goes down, when things aren't looking bright, when you feel like shit. Let's be honest. Some days you're gonna feel like I don't want to work out. I don't want to do cardio. I don't want to do nothing. This is why you have a coach there for you to keep you going through those tough days. All right. So this is pretty much what all my best clients had, man. They had accountability every single day. And this is what separated them from the before picture and after picture, which is accountability. Because the information remains the same. I mean, you guys can have the information and ChatGPT it. You guys have it. It's free information all over the world. But the reason you guys haven't been making progress right now, and same thing for me, is lacking accountability. You need somebody there who cares about it just as much or even more as you do. Okay? And that's what you guys need. So if you guys need any help, let's say locking in on accountability, locking in on these systems, check out the link in my description. You guys can click the link to book a call with me. Just like it has results with my clients. Or, got my IG down there. You guys hit me up on IG, ask me questions. If you guys need more personal help, hit me up on IG and say, yo, what's up, man? That's in this video. I got a question about this, and this. Let me know. We can talk about it. I can lead you down the right path. All right. So check out the link in my description. You got 2 options you guys can do. You can book a call with me or just hit me up on IG. Very, very simple. And I'm on there every single day, man. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you guys took notes. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Let's get it. Let's go.